Oh, wait! Hi, guys. So, this is a special edition of Off Air Conversations brought to you live from Columbus, Ohio. What up? Kayla here. Marquita. Your puff is in the way. Chris. Hi. And Alicia. Don't want to say anything. Alicia. So, my light isn't good there. Okay, so we are in Columbus. I am really excited because when I knew I was coming down here, I said we got to get everybody together and do a live viewing with everybody here. These are the two that were not on camera the last time we had a live talk. Those two right there, that one and that one. So, today it is just kind of talk. We have been talking all day. So, for those of you who don't know, we are like Bible students. Alicia wasn't here, so I'm gonna block her with my hair. But like us three, we came home and like just opened up the Word and just like really dug deep, answered some questions that we had been having, and then Margita told me that the people was coming for me in our last topic when we were talking about relationships and what we would and would not stand for. And I just wanted an opportunity to like tell my side of the story if I was so allowed. We don't really have a topic or anything, but yeah, I just wanted to record since I'm here. And I know when the girls get together, it's going to be kind of good conversation. So, with that. Hi, guys. Hey. Oh, y'all so somber. I can't see myself in the thing up here. Am I blocking everybody? Can they still, you think they can hear me? They can hear me. Well, I'm talking about this. The fan off, okay. So, I watched the last video again on my way down here, and I felt like I was really not understanding me. I felt like y'all weren't understanding me, right? And one of the things in particular that I was like, I don't know that they get what I'm trying to say. When I was talking about adopting a vision, like two people come into a relationship and they have their own vision. And one of the things that Marquita said that I knew she was going to say, it is prevalent, is that when women get in relationships, they forget who they are and they just disappear, which I think is credible. But one of the things that I thought about on my drive down was when I said adopting a vision, it could be correlated to two parents who come into a relationship who already have children, or one has a child and one doesn't. When I can say openly, my mother, she was adopted by her father. She knows her biological father, but the man who raised her adopted her. Both parents had to have a vision for how they were going to raise their child. You know, if I have a 10-year-old son and I come into a relationship and come into a marriage and my husband wants to come and adopt my son, then we're going to have a vision for how we're going to raise the child. Not to say we come into this marriage, we get married, and then everything is on you. Everything is on me. Like, he ain't going to be disrespecting the man and anything like that. So I think to reiterate, what I was trying to say is, no, I don't think we should disappear as women when we get into a relationship. But I do think we have to have like understanding of how we will go forward in a relationship prior to getting there. So if you know you don't whoop your child, then you don't want a man that's going to be a proponent of whooping your child because it's going to be an issue. I think the same goes for your baby of your dream, whatever it is you're trying to champion.
I think that's good that you broke that down. I think the thing that I said that people were going to come after you for was about dating an educated man versus someone who's not educated. Someone, the comment you made about if they're not on your level, kick rocks, basically, which is understandable. It almost made it sound like shallow, very shallow. Like if you don't have the education, don't even look my way, which I know isn't true because you dated people who may not have the education yet. Okay? So I want to bring these two in now because the conversation continued even after we went off air. But I want us to go back to it because it's still something that I feel needs to be talked about. Ladies?
I don't think that I've dated men that has master's degrees, bachelor's degrees. I don't yet. That's just coming. But that doesn't make me any less than them. And I would want them to be like, hey, she doesn't have a bachelor's or a master's degree, so I can't date her because that could be the worst decision that they've made because they could miss out on a good woman, you know. So I try not to have that mindset. Now, if they don't have like maybe if they don't have like a high school diploma, and they say I'm working on that, and they never work on that, then I might have to chuck them with these. I might have to. I just might have to because you don't want to better yourself. But if they are trying,
can we not use high school diploma? Because that just bothers me. Now that might make me sound shallow, but
well, I was just using that as an example. Okay, that's because I don't want to chuck anybody to deuces. Or I don't want to have that type of mentality if they don't have a college degree. Like I just feel like some.
What if you're working at McDonald's?
Okay, I like that. If they're working at McDonald's,
they're managers. They're the manager.
Flipping burgers.
Oh, they're
entry level. They flipping burgers because the coworker called
minimum
when
wage.
their staff didn't come to work today. Go ahead.
Oh, they're flipping burgers. They're a cooker.
Mm-hmm. Fries. They on the fry machine.
They are on the grill.
Okay.
Okay, they're on the grill. I need for that to be a job because you are in. I need for that to be like your part-time job. Your part-time job. Because I'm not. We can't. Why? Because I work at Nationwide and I make good money.
It's on your side.
You're good. I work at Nationwide. And I need for that to be, no, really, I need for that to be your part-time job. That's your part-time job because you are trying to get back to school or you are trying to do something or you're trying to purchase something that you want to purchase and you need more money. I don't need for that to be your full-time job. No. So, yeah, I do agree with you when it comes to that. However, work and education are two totally different things. So, I won't chuck you to deuces if I have a college degree and you don't. But I will chuck you to deuces if you work at McDonald's and you're on the grill. And that's your living dream. You just want to live a dream.
Your living dream.
I will check.
If that's your living dream, then yes.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I have to tell you.
But what if it's a?
So, what do you look for? Like, because here's my thing, and it's you know, and it's not shallow. It's, women have like, this is what I want. This is what I will not settle for. Da 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 da. Like I know what are yours because a guy who's working at McDonald's is not even going to get the time of day.
No, that's what I said. That has to be your part-time job. You got to have full-time. Like if that's your part-time job because you want more money or you're trying to purchase something or it's Christmas season, you want more money to buy your family, your kids something, so you work at 8 to 5 and then you work 6 to 10 at McDonald's, I don't have a problem with that. But if that's just your job, you're okay working in a grill and making $8 an hour.
They make 8. It's been a long time. I don't know. I'm just talking.
I don't know what they make. I heard they make more than that. But what I'm saying is, if you're making $8 an hour and that's just your dream is to work at the, flip burgers and French fries and snack wraps all day. Then we have a problem. But
yes, snack
wraps. But if you work 8 to 5 at a credible job, at a prestigious job, and then you come home and I'm about to go to my part-time job, then that's different.
So how is that any different from me saying I don't want to date a man without a degree or pursuing a degree?
Because it's different. Because I said so.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it. I don't think it's any different.
You don't think it's any different? So you would chuck dude the deuces
No, he wouldn't even get the time of day. Like,
if he doesn't have a college degree.
So how do you know if he has a college degree or not?
well, that's preliminary conversation.
So what you're saying is, if you meet a good guy and he
Moving
graduated
closer
and
so
he
y'all
has a
can get
really
in
good
this
job, he has a good head
Graduated
on
from
his
what?
shoulder.
What?
Huh?
Graduated from what?
High school.
Okay.
Yeah, graduated from high school.
That's so far ago. Like, that's so long.
Oh.
Like, I don't even think of high school now.
And
Okay.
what if he's a really good, he's a really good dude. He can hold a good conversation with you. He can tell you, he's in church, he loves Lord, everything, X, Y, Z. May not have, throw it out there, may not have a corporate job, but got a good job making good money, but just maybe not in a corporate building. He's going to treat you right, he's going to love you, he's going to take care of you. Anything, so because he doesn't have a degree.
Maybe because I have that. The reason why I have that mentality is because my father doesn't have a college degree. He did go to college, but mommy got pregnant, so he came home to take care of me. Let's just be honest. He doesn't have a college degree, but when I tell you he is better than snacks all day, I love him more than I love snacks. He is a great.
One of our viewers said that minimum wage went up. Thank you, viewer
Thank you.
Bronson.
That's good.
Shout out.
But he doesn't have a
I don't
college
even know what
degree.
minimum wage is.
What is it?
What is-
Isn't it like
Check-
$10.50?
Bronson, what is minimum
Hey, we
wage?
can't see you no more.
It's like $10.50, right? Or $9.
It's not $10.
$9.
Not in Ohio.
Maybe $8.50.
I think it's $7.95 or something like that, isn't it?
I have no idea.
No, it ain't.
Okay, so here's my thing. Oh, continue telling us about your daddy.
My dad he doesn't have a college degree. He doesn't. But that doesn't take away that he's not smart. He's a good man. He's a provider. He loves his wife and he loves his kids. And I feel like if my mom would have missed out on my dad because he doesn't have a college degree or whatever, she would have missed out on a good thing because he is a good man. They don't make him like that.
Come on.
They just don't. They just don't. So that's why I had that mentality, because my dad doesn't have a college degree. He was in college, he just didn't graduate because he came home. But
Okay,
he's
I
a
think.
good guy.
Okay, so let's go here. We screwed it back because we can stay on that topic forever, but I think we're not. That's very minimal and surface, because the fact of the matter is the conversation where we want to pick back up on is that the intimidation part. Like, again, it's okay for a woman not to have the education, but it's not okay for the man, or if a woman if it's a man who's educated and the woman doesn't have the degree, it's cool because I need to be that, whatever, you know what I mean?
You have that iPad?
And so let's go there. Let's talk about that.
I had this conversation, like, after our talk, it was like, some of my friends just kept hitting me up, and I'm just like, can you please leave these comments on the thing? So I've had this talk recently. Did you watch that video I sent you that I did, The Revolutionists?
Mm-hmm.
I have a talk with one of my coworkers who is educated, black man, right? And we really discussed this, and we both agreed that yes, especially we're talking African American men here. When it comes to African American men, when they get an education, they feel like they are the creme de la creme. You can't tell them nothing, and don't let them be attractive, because they feel like they are the catch, and they forget that the woman is the one that brings the paper. Like, you're supposed to be pleased to have me. Okay, that's fine. So his analogy, or the way he put it, was when it comes to a woman who is educated, don't let her be a black woman and be educated as well and have some sort of independence. She gets a air about her that I don't need you. And
This is what he said.
this is what he said. And
Okay.
although it might be true that you don't need me, we as black men don't need you
Black
to
men.
always make it known. So we rather not even deal with you because you're gonna rub it in our face that you don't need us. And we are supposed to be the providers, protectors, all of that. So when we know that a woman really doesn't need us and she don't know how to kind of be ladylike or tone it down, then they rather go to somebody that's less intimidating, who's more submissive, who they don't have to worry about that with. So that was the conversation, and it went deeper, but I'm gonna just throw that out there. What do we think about this? Think on it.
I think that's individual, because the unfortunate part is I do know a few women who are like, yeah, no, I'm good, don't need him. I got all this, I got all that. But then I know women, who are educated, who make more than their men, who make more than their husbands, and yet they know, like, their men know that they're still the man of the house. You know what I mean? Like, it's no question. Like, she's still, he runs the show, regardless. You know what I mean? Like, when I say run the show, let me back up a little bit because I don't want people to get in their head. Like, he's still the man of the house. He's still the head of the house. You know what I mean? So it's individual. You can't put all women in that category. Just like men don't like to be categorized, you can't put all women in that category.
I agree. I do think it's on an individual. I know somebody who makes more money than her husband. I mean, she makes more money than him. And but she doesn't demean him to the point where it's, well, I do X, Y, and Z, and I'm bringing this, and that. She still allows him to fulfill his role as a husband and not try to bring him down a notch when he, you know what I'm saying, when he gets out of place or whatever, Because I do know some women who have some friends, they're constantly bringing it up. Like, well, I bring this in, and what you mean? That's not your money, that's my money. Well, hold up there. If y'all are married, this is a partnership. This is what we do together. And so you should never, when you're married, I'm not married, so there's a whole lot of things that I would definitely have to learn, but I have sisters who are married, and I have some friends who are married as well. And, they're always constantly telling me you have to coddle them, you have to make sure that you're constantly stroking their ego on a consistent basis. But if you tear them down, I don't know.
Okay, so there's a question on the floor from Mr. Bronson Landrum. The question is, what's the definition of a good man?
I think Alicia gave a good example when she was. Isn't that what I say?
That's all right.
What I say? What about you?
Go ahead. Just continue.
When she gave an example of her father. If you can reiterate that for our viewing audience.
The definition, if that was in the Weber Dictionary,
Go ahead.
my father's picture should be.
Go
right
ahead.
next
Yes,
to it.
sir.
Yes, Dad.
That's just the God honest truth. He is smart. He's caring. He's loving without limits, loving unconditionally. He is a provider. He is a great husband, great son, great uncle. He's all of that. I can go on and on trying to describe the definition of a good man. I That would take. That would take. You know, email me and I will give it to you. I can't say all of it, but faithfulness.
I had 1,000 thoughts.
Yeah, this still wouldn't be enough.
Come on. Yeah.
But faithfulness, honesty. This is too much. Just talk to my dad.
we gonna. My definition of a good man, because I lost my father at a younger age, so I didn't have that man figure other than my brother. Bless his heart, love him. Hey now, I would have to say the definition of a good man is a man who will love you beyond your flaws. So as women and men, and let it go on the record that women are not the only ones who have insecurities. Because men are just as insecure about issues, if not more. And we as women have to be the counselor, the corner, when I say the corner, the person in the corner, the hype man, and sometimes that's taxing. That's very taxing, but I won't prolong that one. Anyway, but somebody...
Example.
You want me to give an example?
I can give an example. Because
Okay.
what just came to mind, for those of you who have seen The Best Man Holiday, what came to mind was the Sanaa Lathan.
Yes.
Character?
Okay.
Yeah, when she was like, she told him, babe, you're always so pessimistic. And he was like, that's why I married an optimist. And then they were in the bed, and she was like, I need you to be honest with me, da-da-da-da. But then she was like, I am always, always, always positive, and you are always so negative. Like, I always just have to feed into you. I always have to do this, that, and that, because you're insecure. Like, that's draining. That'll take something out of you. Okay, continue.
Also, a man. The definition of a good man, for me is, and I'll just say it in the way I want to say it. A man who allows his female, woman, girlfriend, wife to help him. That's a very big one because, and it's very hard. And now, yes, we know that men are the providers, but we are created helpers. So you cannot feel a certain way when your wife, your girlfriend, wants to help you, even beyond what in your mind she should. We are born helpers. We are there to help. And so a good man would allow her and see the good in her wanting to help. Y'all agree?
Yes, but there's a big difference on helping and being taken advantage of. You need to be able to identify it.
And as long as you don't stay in that state of him, not being taken advantage of, and not trying to prove something by helping him. Because as women, you can try to, it's almost like you're helping him, but some women get it confused, and then they turn it on him and say, well, if it wasn't for me, then you wouldn't have X, Y, and Z. Well, no, you asked if you wanted me to help you, so I let you, but as long as you don't get in that, stay in that spot, and they come up, you can't stay in that state forever.
Right.
You've got to, I'm here right now, I'm working on trying to get out of this position, but I'll take your help, but as long as I'm not constant, I have to change somewhere along the line.
This is boring if everybody gonna agree on everything.
I agree with you.
No, but I do agree too. And I think that's the problem with women. Once we start helping, if a man doesn't move fast enough, move at our pace, it's like we start to throw it in his face. And I think that's an issue. It's a real issue because it's like, I'm doing all of this, I'm doing this, I'm bringing in the dough, I got this job, and man, don't want to hear it.
But
Our man got to step up.
yeah, and stop being so daggone content.
Elaborate, please.
Don't be content. Don't be content. Listen, men.
Here.
If you have a job, awesome. However, don't be content with making that amount and just sitting there and it's okay with you. It should never be okay. Ever. It just should never be okay. Don't be content. If there's room for improvement, then improve. If you acknowledge that there's room for improvement, then do it. Put yourself in a position to be able to improve. So, I'm not talking.
Got a couple of questions. You gonna go with that, Kelly?
First one, which one came in first? The first one, are you ladies in happy, healthy relationships?
It's complicated.
Yes, I am. I am in a happy, single relationship.
I am
Well, no.
with the Lord.
Me.
I am in a relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
I am very single. And I am happy. I have my days, but I'm single.
See, well, I'm single and mingling.
I didn't say I got choices.
Options, honey. Options.
I don't have any options right just yet.
I mingle, so I enjoy a day here or there. But the next time I get in a committed relationship, it's gonna take some time before I am going to commit. But I am very happy being mingling. I'm very happy mingling. I am.
I'm not mingling yet, but
Honey,
it's gonna.
come on.
I'm sure it's
Come
gonna
on.
come on.
I'm mingling. I am enjoying myself. I am enjoying meeting new people. I'm enjoying socializing with different gentlemen. I'm enjoying being taken out.
Can I intervene? There's a reason why, and I've shared this with pretty much everybody in this room, and I'll share this with Mr. Terrence Williams, who asked that question. Well, I mean, we said Bronson. There comes a point in life, and a time in life, as women and or men, that I feel if you are mingling or talking to one individual, you're not talking to a whole bunch of different people, but yet you still have to ask yourself the what if or guess what it is. My philosophy is it's not. If you got to wonder, guess, I wonder what we are, what if, it's not. It's not. And I think a lot of women and men get caught up in that what if, and the what if leaves you mad and single, or mad and continuing the question what if and trying to guess what your relationship is. So instead of going down that road, you want to mingle, you can mingle, or just be happy being single. I'm not trying to rhyme, but you know, it just came out like that.
On the one.
But seriously, that's just how I feel about it. Ladies, if you gotta sit and wonder every night, it's not. Simply that.
Pretty much. Next question, or comment, which I actually thought about this. I think about this gentleman often, but it says, I want to hear Dave Myers, Joyce Myers' husband, on this. I wouldn't mind being a cheerleader / support staff if God calls her to the spotlight.
That's good. That's interesting. Most men would not do that. And you can disagree. Call me, email me, Twitter me, hit me up. Twitter me, tweet me, potato, whatever. Hit me up. But I would say most men would not do that and would have a problem with it. Like you the first husband and she the pastor. You know what I mean? Like, but seriously.
That's admirable.
Hey, I mean, I'm not knocking him because if he wasn't called, like our viewer said, if you're not called to that platform, then that's what it is, you know.
But you know what, too? That takes a strong. It takes a strong man, yes, and it also takes a wise woman to know that although although I might be called to a spotlight, when that spotlight goes off, like, you're still my head. And I don't know that a lot of women have championed that very well. And I think about it when I think about some of the foremost women preachers of our culture. They not married. If they were married, they not anymore. Some people, prophetess that will remain nameless, like stuff like that. It's just, let's be real though. Like, this is just off air conversation. It's just it's like, we so strong, we always in the spotlight, but do we know how to be a wise woman and let somebody lead us? Crickets?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is my opinion. I was gonna say something else that I thought about, but I can't remember. That's why I gotta like jump in because I do not remember stuff. There's a lot of conversation, continuing the conversation that I had with my coworker. Somebody was saying something. I don't know. Viewers, what do y'all think about this? More questions, comments, concerns?
Oh, so we have a comment from Mr. Terrence, and I am going to read it. He said, beauty is so much more than skin, hair, eyes, and thighs. Truth. It's the heart of a mate that makes a difference. You ladies are doing exactly what you should do while you wait. You're getting an awesome education. I work with single ladies all the time. Singles all the time, and I tell them, while you are single, you should focus on yourself. You should have the body you want, the education you deserve, the proper relationship with your family you want, and much more. You should be traveling, laughing, and loving all the gifts that God has given you. The heart to volunteer, the ability to give, and the desire to help others. We are all great qualities. You will need while dating. Love yourself first. That's another topic, brother. If you are busy loving yourself, you won't have time to crave the desire of a companion every minute of the day. It is natural to want to have a mate, but let him meet you in the vineyard, doing your father's business rather than meeting him on the computer. What about Christian Mingle? Anyway, you will be surprised about the men who are volunteering in school, working at great jobs, vacationing, working out, and more. The man you want is out enjoying life. You should do the same. P.S. My wife is awesome. Fantastic. And that comes from a married man. That's awesome. What y'all think?
It's amazing. That's amazing. It brought to mind the question that was posed at the table yesterday.
Yes.
So I'll pose
that
to
was
you
a
guys
good question.
because we've already answered it. Are you waiting on your Adam or your Boaz?
Oh.
Viewers, are you Adam
For the ladies?
or are you Boaz? And for the ladies, are you waiting on your Adam or are you waiting on your Boaz? And please tell us why.
I need a second.
Yeah.
That was a good question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's an awesome question.
So while you're all thinking,
Do we have to answer that?
Yes.
no, you don't have to answer it because we want no. Come on now, because we already probably like 30 minutes over, 45 minutes. But I want you to tell the viewers what was shared with us, because it
This
was
is bonus
really
edition. We can go as long as we want.
Mhm.
So the person who asked the question, it really took me out, right? So we sat there for a minute, and I thought about it. We kind of flipped the question back, and she said she was waiting on her Adam because she wanted the man that she came out of.
Get your life, all of it. Mm-hmm. Now, wasn't that good?
That was real good.
Very good.
That was very good. I
Really
said, she.
I need
she
my Bible
slayed
scholars
me.
to come on and
She-
comment on that
I
one.
I literally was slain
And yelling
and
in the
yelling.
restaurant.
And once I got up and was revived, I had to take off in the restaurant because it leaped in me. But I said, and much for the same reason that Mr. Torrance said, that I was waiting on my Boaz because I was like out and about doing what I needed to be doing. I'm working, he working. Like I have a story, I have history. Like there's so much more to me, and there's depth. So I want a man that is also a businessman like Boaz, but sensitive enough to understand and able to nurture and all of that. That was my response. But that whole came out of. That was good.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you ever answered that.
I didn't have to. What she said was enough for me. I said, well, got all my life. She got it all.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody's gonna answer that.
I just can't. You gotta give me a second.
That's not something that you just be like, bam.
Right.
That was a good question, wasn't it?
It was a good question. That makes me want to go
Is there any other
study.
questions?
Let's go back really quickly to the second. Because there was a gentleman who commented on our second video, Kayla, who I thought what he shared with us was phenomenal.
Tom.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. I reposted it on the video.
I'm going to let you read that.
Okay, this is from a good friend of mine from back home that I went to high school with. He actually is in Chicago now. He's a brilliant thinker, and I'll share what he said. When the question was posed as to intimidation and such, he said, "I think it's a casualty of positioning maleness as being a provider, which I think many of us translate into being the QB or the number one in a relationship. So when some of us meet a woman who doesn't, or at least seemingly doesn't need us to provide financially or intellectually, it questions the very foundation of what we've been told we represent in a relationship."
What y'all think?
I said what I had to say last week, though.
Off air though? Like after we had went off air for real?
I can't. What did I say?
'Cause I just was not included in this conversation.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Do you think it's been a society thing that has caused men to feel like they have to bring in more money and men to threatened by it?
Yes. I think so. But then again, it goes back to the woman. Women can't go around and say, I make more money than you and just make it known and make that man feel less of a man. Yeah, I think society screwed it up. Also, think this, because because men in our generation, they're not hungry, and they expect for things to be given to them all the time, and because of that, us women, we're like and then we go and we do what we need to do. That's why we have that independent, I don't need no man type of mentality. Did I just mess up?
No, you said that's good.
So men aren't hungry. That just
No, you probably just blessed her, wiped her out.
Did I just wake you
no,
out?
no. Because it's funny because I had one of my friends. He had texted me the other day. He was like, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Like, I didn't know you was a Leo. Like, that explains it." I was like, "Yeah, I'm hungry out here." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call you Miss Pac-Man." I was like, "That's what I'm talking about." Because I'm eating, like.
Really?
He was like, name change in the phone. You Miss Pac-Man. Because I'm hungry. But it's like the dudes that are hungry, I don't see too many of them trying to, not that I don't see too many, I do see dudes that are hungry. I had lived in Cleveland for going on 2 years now. Cleveland is a city of hustlers. Like, these cats.
I need Terrence to tell me, since he's still viewing, what is it that you do and what is it that your wife does? If you don't mind sharing with us as we're still talking, because I want to just know, and how long have you been married? How long have you been married?
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. So dudes in Cleveland.
Dudes in Cleveland hustle, man. They are mad hustlers, and they are hungry. But because they hungry, like, if they have, and I would say, a lot of the guys that has been of interest, like, they do have education and anything like that, and they're good looking. I wasn't talking about if they weren't good looking. So because they're good looking, they got an education and they
What
hungry.
you said that I'm not attracted to is saying
No. Go there because Kayla got a way with words.
Yeah.
Kayla has a way that will make her just in this shallow area.
It sounds like if they are not like, your taste is your taste.
Right? So what's the problem?
But what you might think is cute and handsome might not be what I
Exactly.
think is
So
cute.
I said
So
what I
say-
think is attractive.
No,
You know what I
you
said? What I
said,
said?
you
What I
said
said.
if you're not cute.
What I don't think is cute, in my opinion. I ain't gonna talk to you if I ain't attracted to you.
Okay, well then say attractive.
Okay, well, when I don't think
if I'm
attractive,
attracted to you.
let them have a little bit of attraction on them.
Oh, okay. I ain't know what you. I didn't know what I did.
I'm out of here.
The
I didn't know.
education and be hungry. They think they like that's their prize. And I understand, like, I give a man his props, but understand a woman is still the prize. She is still the favor. Like, she is. You ain't gonna think you better than me. What?
One of our viewers brings up
Isaac.
girl. Isaac.
He's
I just got
Get a rap.
Oh my God.
Well, one of our viewers actually brings up something that's very interesting because I had to have a conversation with another friend of mine who, let's go here. Yeah, but although it might be funny, and you all can go to and view the comments if you add our Google Plus page.
Leo's Unite. I see you, sir.
Leo's. It is Leo season. He although he's joking about it, he makes something something stand out. He said he works his lane. I was a rent-a-husband for a while in Columbus and realized that women don't need money. They want security, loyalty, and stability. This is a whole nother conversation, but we're going to go there for just a minute because that's another thing I think many men, again, not all categorizing men and women or women, but most men fail to realize yes, for anything in life, money is important, but it is not number one on the list. Believe it or not,
It's really not.
really. Communication, we all know. You think, oh, I gotta.
This one right here.
Anyway, communication is big though. Communication is big because there was a situation, and I can share this, where a friend of mine, communication failed horribly, and while he thought that I wanted to know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that wasn't the case. For example, if you say to me, if I say, hey, let's hang out, and you may really want to hang out, but you have priorities. You got to go to work, because I'm not going to use the other word.
Yeah.
If you got to go to work, instead of you just saying, most men would be like, oh, I can't do it tonight because I got something to handle. Most men think we want to know exactly what that is you got to handle, when you going to be back, what time you leaving. Honestly, many women, I ain't going to talk for everybody, I'm one of the women, I honestly like that. I don't need to be around you every day. I don't need to be around you every hour. As a matter of fact, that space, that space is important. That space is important. But communicate. Don't just be like, oh, I can't. No, I'm gonna holler at you later, because then you make a woman feel like she's not wanted, and that's where it fails, because then she goes into those insecurities like, well, dad, is it something I did? Is it something I said? Is it the way I look? The same for men. You don't have to tell me the whole story. Matter of fact, you're gonna bore me with the whole story. Just give me the part that I need. I have to make this money tonight. Go, hey, I want to make you. You already know. I want you to make your money, but communication is so important. For many women, it's communication. He says stability. Absolutely. Make sure you tell your woman that you want her. Brothers, it's so important. Make her feel like you want her.
Or else.
She's the only one.
Or else it's a couple friend zone cats that's like,
Listen.
listen.
Loyalty and security. Security is big. Security is very big. Security is huge.
The communication is so, I think that's number one. That is so important. It doesn't need to be a foundation of a relationship, because like a house, the foundation of a house can be broken. It needs to be the core of a relationship. Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we communicating? This fool said, if Bronson is Isaac, I want to be Abraham.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like, I want Abraham because Abraham.
Abraham in this scenario is already taken anyway. All right.
That's fine. But like, if we gonna talk Bible, like, what? And Isaac had his problems too.
Sure did.
They all did.
Yeah.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, them Genesis men's.
Now it's still going on.
Thank you, Palestine and Israel.
So Torrance shares something very important. I think that's to be commended. Let's go here real quick. Torrance shared with us that his wife works in HR. She's an HR professional, and he actually works from home taking care of their 3-year-old.
Oh wow!
I love it. First of all, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. However, he also runs several businesses from home. He is working with the National Honor Society, and he also has a consulting business. I'm gonna clap it up for you, because just because your wife is the HR professional and works at an institution doesn't mean you just sit at home with your 3-year-old and do nothing. And I'm not saying do nothing, because I know working with 3-year-olds, that's a job.
Listen.
That's a job. But it's to be commended, because, first of all, especially in our day and age, the question came to me: when you get married and have kids, are you willing to stay at home with your kids and let your husband work? If that's what you all, if that's the conversation, and that's another conversation too. If that's what you come to the agreement in doing, and I had to really think about that because I worked hard for my education, and I'm not one of those people to just sit at the house. However, being my own boss is quite lovely. Anyway, shameless plug. Many ways production. Anyway, but today in today's society, we almost need one of the parents to stay at home and take care of your kids because I really don't trust these daycares around.
And it's expensive.
It's stupid ridiculous.
It's a mortgage.
It is a
And
mortgage.
they don't let you have multiple kids
And a half a car note.
and a house payment.
So just open up your own daycare and somebody will say,
Daddy daycare. Shoot. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Mr. Williams. We appreciate that.
I mean, I'm gonna have the option to stay home, but I probably ain't gonna like. I would like to have a man that would allow me the option to stay at home if I wanted to. No,
But what if he wants to stay at home? Hello. There you go. There you go, Caleb. There you go. I want y'all to get her. Like, get her.
Why is you trying?
Do not let her pass this stuff. Don't listen. Viewers, I want y'all to light into her.
That's
Because
me. Ain't nobody else gotta live this life but me. Like, I'm just doing me. That is what I
so
prefer.
what? So you gonna work? So you'd have. Excuse me. So you'd have a problem.
This is what real.
This is what it really gets to. So you would have a problem if he wanted to stay home and you know.
Yes, because a man that don't work don't eat.
Bruh, that's for men and women. That ain't just gender
The
specific.
Bible says.
That's not
I
gender specific.
A man that don't. So tell me in the Bible, other than Ruth, who was working?
Are you kidding me?
I'll wait.
So wait a minute.
Are you
So
kidding
what if she made? What if you? Okay. So what if you made the money? What if you work where you work and you made a whole bunch of money? He worked where he worked and he makes decent money, but he doesn't make as much as you. So you just gonna quit your job?
I didn't say I was gonna quit. I said I would like the option. Now y'all didn't let me finish because this one over here cut in. I'm not the type that I'm just gonna be sitting at home. I am too active. I need to be doing something. So I know that I am going to work. I have put in good money for my education. I plan on utilizing these degrees.
Well,
and stuff.
sitting at, not to cut you up and I probably just but, you know, stay-at-home moms, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but some of them don't just sit at home. Like, they do take care of their children, they do make sure everything's taken care of at home, but they have other avenues where they are doing things for. So when like a stay-at-home mom just means that I'm home with my children, but I could also be doing things on the outside that nobody knows about. I'm still getting my hustle on. I'm just staying at home.
Okay.
So I still said I would like the option.
Okay, but let's think if you. Hold on, because y'all being nice to her. Come on, turn back this way.
I don't
Because
understand what the problem is.
the problem is that's shallow.
How is that shallow if
Because
I want the option?
Going back to what Alicia said, okay, if the option is, and Mr. Williams said something else, brings something very important, it depends on, you have to work with what's best for your household.
And I was just about to say when she was saying,
Because what if your job is the job, both of y'all got good jobs, but what if your job is the job that has the better benefits?
okay, then that's something we got to discuss. But like, are we living above our means? Like, okay, I'm bringing in all this money. He has, so I'm making like.
But that's something that you have to talk about before you gotta make that decision.
That's something we're gonna have to talk about before we get in a relationship and a marriage.
Things happen when you get married.
True enough. And once you're in a marriage, true enough. In a marriage, and once you are in a marriage, it's for better or for worse. I am not shallow to say you got laid off your job, I'm leaving. That's not what I'm saying. But as a single woman, like, these are things that I'm going to look for in a potential mate.
Yeah.
Y'all not about to sit here and act like I'm tripping because I'm gonna say I'm looking for a mate that wants to take care of me. If you want to take care of me and you want to be a provider and this and the third, I am not gonna stop you. I'm not continue my hustle.
I'm not knocking that. I'm knocking your response, because your response was, He gonna be the one working, not me. No, listen. I expect if you are well-bodied and capable, I expect you to be working and doing something.
No, but what I'm
Lord,
saying
please
is,
send them
this
so
is
I
what
can
I'm
meet
saying.
them.
This
Please,
is what I'm
Jesus.
saying. If you have a beautiful child,
What is this? Wait. Excuse us. I didn't click something on the remote. I don't know what this is. Can we just turn it off?
if you have a child, and the conversation between your husband is daycare is just too expensive, so one of us is gonna have to stay. You bring
In that
in
tone of voice.
them, yeah. That's gonna touch my husband. I don't do all that yelling and stuff. So you bring in the money. You bring it in. He works. He brings in decent money as well. But you the money. Bring it home. You bring the money.
The money bring her home.
Homework. Okay. So the smart thing to do, because you bring in the money and you have the better benefits, you go to work and he stays home.
Could there be? So
Or you want him to quit his job and work where you work at?
No.
No.
That's another topic.
Absolutely. Like, when I'm at work. But, I mean, can we explore other options? Could we hire somebody for the daytime? Do we live close to our parents? Could a granny or grandma G?
Your grandparents are out of town.
Okay, so
your
we
parents are out
live
of town.
somewhere.
If
Okay.
they all live in another state,
Yeah.
and it's nothing
For both of our
guys.
parents.
And I wouldn't feel comfortable having somebody come in and take care of my people are killers.
Interesting.
It is
Dialogue
interesting.
here. I love it.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What I
Like, okay, so like I said it a little bit ago, joking, but then I'd be like, okay, so is we gonna open up a daycare? So we you just gonna be at home watching little TT by herself, or we gonna open up a daycare?
Well, that's
so
why I
that
made
we
the
can-
comment about you don't have to necessarily just be staying at home. You can also have other avenues or get a
Would you be
part-time
okay with him
job.
getting a part-time job at
A part-time
McDonald's at the
job.
grill?
At McDonald's. Not at McDonald's.
I mean, if
You
you're
wanna
bringing in some money,
you wanna be a real estate agent and work from home?
How
We
you
can
know?
do that. You want to
okay, but I can go to part-time.
Yeah, don't
Listen.
get
I know some people that do part time. They're real estate agents part time.
They have children.
I don't know. I just met some that they're like, oh yeah, I do it on the side. Like, oh, okay.
They take their kids to the open house with them. I was just asking.
We'll cross those bridges when we get there.
I think that's something that you should really think about.
Well, I haven't met him now, so I don't know what our circumstances is gonna be. So I'm just enjoying this little Mingo
I
time.
forgot you are me.
Mingo. Hello. We got more comments. Genesis 20. You know I love it already.
Could you say who it's from, please?
This is from Bronson. Bronson says that Genesis 24:3. In the same name of the Lord who rules heaven and earth, that you won't choose a wife for my son Isaac.
Nothing wrong with him.
From the people for instead go back to the land where I was born and find a wife for him from among my relatives. I want God to pick her. He said all that to say, I want God to pick her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that God actually picked her in that text. I don't know that God actually picked her. Like, didn't the servant just happen to run into her? Like, he prayed something, and then she came to the well, and she needed to feed the flock, or not feed.
No, Abraham specifically asked
Come on, Bible.
the servant to go to this temple.
Right, I understand that. He said, I want God to pick her. This is scripture.
It says, Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, and the God of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go unto the country, into my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac.
Skip down. When he actually meets her.
You mean when
the
the servant says,
right.
whoever helped me, whoever from the well, whoever helps me out of the drink from the water offers me something, then that too.
Peter, you just said that we are designed to be noble.
That's the problem. People don't want to listen. You gotta listen out here. We are designed to help. Me, help.
See, in 14 it says, and let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master.
So God sent her because she was the first one to come to the world.
No, he didn't say the
She was
first
a
one.
rebound.
He said whoever.
That is your first account for rebound in the Bible.
I hate you right now. You're so disrespectful to the world.
So now I sound like a rebound because you was first one to come up. Yeah, first account for rebound in the Bible.
That's okay, you can laugh. That was funny. That was funny.
So there's another question, comment. When the question was, what happens when you don't have the option, going back to staying at home? When you don't have the option to stay home, what happens when he can't find a job? Is he motivated to work is the question.
Somebody said, I watched Cindy Trim the other day, and she was like, anybody can be an entrepreneur if they got $1. Like, you can't find a job, so let's make one. Like, what is we gonna do?
As an entrepreneur, that sounds great. Okay. But you still have to be willing to work.
Okay, so then that goes to the next question.
Into
right, if you can't find a
entrepreneurship.
job, okay, you cannot find a job. So what are you skilled at and what are you good at so that you can make money and bring a profit in, regardless if you got somebody, if you clock in a 9 to 5, regardless if you leave in the house. Like, I think the best question is, are you motivated to work?
That's the question.
And I don't want no man that ain't motivated to work.
Hey, and I'm gonna be honest. I know a couple, love them to pieces, won't say no name. But they've been married for a while, and the wife actually is a stay-home mother. But that's it. Like, she don't have no other side job. She don't do nothing but stay home and take care of her kids, which is fine if that's what you decide. But my concern is, as a woman, sis, you don't even know how to start a fire, like a barbecue pit, because your husband does it all.
Help?
Yeah, taking care of kids.
Is that all he
She's
needs?
a wonderful mother.
All he needs as far as help.
Now, in my, I guess so. My concern would be, Lord, sustain his life and that they live sustained together. Because if something were to ever happen to him, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna? No, and I wasn't exaggerating. You don't even know how to light a fire on the barbecue pit. Lord, sustain his life, because if something were to ever happen, she hasn't worked in years.
I gotta take you one further. I know a couple who the man literally drives her everywhere. Like, she is leery when it comes to driving. Like, he picks her up at the door, drops her off at the door. If she needs to go to the grocery store, he is driving her to the grocery store. He drives her to go get her hair done. He drives her to work. Doorside service. This woman, like, she drives if she got to, like, if it's an emergency. But she don't drive. Been together for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, Chris? That's what? Huh?
You have to be self-sufficient. You have to be able to do things on your own. You can't just enable somebody. Because what if something were to happen to her husband? She ain't gonna know what to do.
Sustain their life, Jesus.
Keep them, Jesus. Keep them.
How do you not?
Wow.
Good stuff.
You good over there? You're awfully quiet. Okay, all right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us.
For like a whole hour and 15 minutes, like 20 minutes. Like a long time.
We have appreciated your comments, questions, and stuff.
Look forward to the next show. Oh, see, that's God. You see that? God is saying, wrap it up. That's what Jesus just said. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
I love when people be like,
He didn't
Thus
say
saith
that.
the Lord.
I didn't say thus saith the Lord.
Jesus said, in
I did say
famous
Jesus said it.
terms.
He didn't say that. But we're going to wrap this show up. Thank you all for tuning in this evening and for all the comments. Make sure you follow Kayla on Google Plus so you know when we'll be chatting again.
Subscribe to my YouTube page, people.
We will see you again soon. You all have a great evening. Make sure you get up and go to church in the morning, all right? For those of you who have Sunday school, don't be late.
And for those of you who are in Columbus, Ohio, we invite you to come out to Rebirth Worship Center.
Absolutely.
The address is
4411 Tamarack Boulevard, Columbus, Ohio, 43229. We're located just on the side of Menards, right off of Morris Road. 10 a.m. sharp. We start on time. Hope to see you there.
the time.
Bye, everybody.
Can you flip it on? That's not what
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Right there, that empty. Yeah.
Oh, is
right
that
there.
how you go? Oh, bye.
Holy